Join Mondo's Elite Notification Squad today to help this channel grow.
Authors and artists work really hard on their stuff, so please support them using the links below.
Pupule's death awakened the rage of the legendary Super Saiyan within Bardock. The ensuing boost of power overwhelmed Chilled, who was forced to concede the battle, taking aim at the planet itself. However, it appears his last-ditch effort was in vain, as only a small crater was formed in result of the blast. Bardock chastised him for holding back, accusing him of being afraid of taking the ensuing damage. Now, it's time to feel the anger of everyone killed by you and your armies!
My family is the strongest in the universe. I won't allow some random monkey to be more powerful than us. Die! What's impossible?
How could Lord Chilled lose to a... This is a nightmare. Hurry! We have to get out of here!
Having defeated Chilled for good, Bardock digs Pupule a makeshift grave, just as Goku would also do one day for Vegeta. Solemnly gazing down at his fallen ally, he apologizes, knowing his words are useless, but to lose another comrade just makes this entire revolution that much more difficult. While searching out for Frieza, Bardock begins to get another premonition: Goku and the androids, his training in the Room of Spirit and Time, and finally, his sacrifice against Cell. Then, all the limits had go on to break. In space, Zarbon gives report to Frieza, informing him that the majority of the Zelda Force has been killed, along with Lord Chilled, by none other than a couple of rogue surviving Saiyans. Naturally, this infuriates Frieza, arguing that Chilled is almost as powerful as himself. He demands to know if Zarbon knows for sure the intelligence is correct, but Zarbon confirms this, saying it was relayed by the Zelda Force themselves before their scouters went offline. Frieza wonders how this could be. What sort of powers could this menace possess? Butting into Frieza's train of thought, Zarbon says that rumor has it Chilled's subordinates were killed by a so-called Super Saiyan. This causes Frieza's blood to run cold. During a conversation with King Vegeta, the Saiyan Royal told Frieza that the Saiyans have a legend back on their planet. Every 1,000 years, a warrior is born who can cross barriers that no ordinary Saiyan can. They are known as Super Saiyans. With the addition of this legend, Vegeta tells Frieza that he believes the Saiyan race can contribute quite a bit to the Space Lord's plans of conquering the universe. Frieza grinds his teeth, believing that legend was nothing but a myth, resolving to the fact that Chilled really was killed by such a creature. Zarbon then inquires what they should do with the remainder of the Zelda Force. And in an unheard of move for Frieza, he orders them to retreat. Asking why, he tells Zarbon that there are simply no more planets in that part of the galaxy that would prove profitable, so it's merely time to change focus. However, he also mentions he has no desire to waste any more of his subordinates on a single man, and commands Zarbon to just let him go, who argues with the tyrant, reminding him of all the soldiers the Super Saiyan has killed. They can't possibly just let him go free. But we all know where arguing with Frieza will get you. Profusely apologizing, Zarbon takes off to give the orders, as Frieza's left to sulk in his brother's demise. Continuing to have his visions, Bardock soon sees his son facing off against Frieza himself.
I can see your future, Kakarot. Your battle with Frieza is unavoidable as a result of your life on Earth. As a father, I don't want to be the roadblock on your path to personal growth. Our regrets, our anger, I entrust them to you. I really want to see the future of the last Saiyan. Kakarot, the survival of our legacy depends on you. I don't need to keep fighting any longer. My mission of revenge has come to an end. Frieza, I await the day you'll be trampled by the same race you look down upon. You destroyed us because you feared us. And soon, my son will find you and tear apart your entire empire. One lone Saiyan will bear the revenge of all.
Bardock had finally made peace with his inner demons. He placed the hopes of the memory of the Saiyan race on his son. As the renegade hero makes his way into the sunset, he's decided from now on, he's going to live life for himself instead of for a cause. And after seeing the heights his own child would climb, he can now see the true potential of what he can also endure. His new mission is to move on from his crusade against the likes of Frieza and his Saiyan identity. But, just like a Saiyan, he promises himself to become even more powerful. And that was Bardock After by young Jijii. Check him out in the links below, and please follow him on Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. Once again, we have an additional bonus chapter at the end of this post video, so stay tuned for a few minutes, or just skip ahead, who am I kidding, if you want to check that out. This is what the author himself had to say about this series. And even though I've never heard young Jijii's voice, I imagine this is how he sounds. Hello everyone, I'm young Jijii. Thank you so much for reading Bardock After. At this point, the revenge mission of the Lone Saiyan has come to a close. Before this, I thought about Bardock's growth in the story, but had to wait until the next opportunity. For now, the story of Bardock will be put on indefinite hiatus, while I focus on a new project, Gohan Trunks After. This will be an original story, so stay tuned. The remaining pages are sort of a special chapter. They tell the story of how Pupule and Bardock first met, and Frieza's tournament matches between the lower level and elite Saiyan fighters. It also gives more details to the secret conversations between Bardock and Pupule. I created this side story after many readers contacted me wanting to know how these two warriors met. I hope this story will please my loyal readers. In the future, I hope to give more attention to the Dragon Ball franchise as a whole. Please look out for my latest works. So once again, big thank you to young Jijii for creating this series. I personally really liked it, but of course, I have my own opinions on it. Like anything on this channel, it's not perfect, so here's my little mini review. Now, I thought this would be a pretty good retcon for the episode of Bardock and maybe a bit of Dragon Ball minus. Nixing the time travel idea was a must. I think most of us can agree how hammy the time travel cliche is to begin with. While I like having Chilled as Frieza's brother rather than his ancestor, I know and understand a lot of folks prefer to keep him as the ancestor. And in something that predates the first act of the Broly movie, for example, that would work really well. Although I personally would like to see King Cold in that role instead. It could take place even before that, we could say. But I don't think that would work in a story like this so much. I think young Jijii was just put into a spot where he had to make sacrifices somewhere, and that's ultimately where it came out to. The biggest criticism of Bardock After I hear a lot is that it's too much of a copy and paste from Goku and Frieza's battle or just episode of Bardock in general, and it kinda just falls under that whole Dragon Ball script creator generator cliche. And I get it, and I'm definitely not defending its lack of originality in places, but I still dug it for what it was, and I'm glad to have read it. Anyway, I'm pretty rambled out for the day, so I'm just gonna leave you with Bardock After, Bardock versus Elite Warrior Pupule. On planet Vegeta, an announcer brings Bardock and Pupule onto the stage, marking this as the final matchup of the 54th Saiyan contest, pointing out the difference in background between the two of them. Where Pupule is an elite warrior, Bardock is ranked merely low class. As the announcer goes on in the background, Bardock's crew cheers him on, and presumably, Pupule's as well. Admitting to Bardock he didn't think a low-class warrior would get this far, but Bardock reminds him it'd be foolish to look down on him. A short stare-down ensues before the match begins.
Emerald Cannon!
Everyone takes note that Bardock remains standing, even after a direct hit. Not bad. Well done. Bardock then essentially tells Pupule that he shouldn't shout out the name of his attack before actually launching it. Kinda gives it away and all. Then as the announcer carries on how impressive this low-class fighter is, Bardock adds that Pupule's cautious approach to battle hasn't changed much, leaving the elite warrior confused, as they've never fought before. But the idea that Bardock wouldn't prepare for a fight like this and study is downright laughable. Will it be enough though? Let's keep going and find out. Take this! Ha! I did it! Sorry. As Bardock careens out of the ring and smashes into the barrier, Pupule is announced the winner, having the good enough nature to help Bardock to his feet. The announcer commends the low-class fighter, imploring the audience to give him a round of applause. And so is the story of how two soon-to-be renegades would meet and come to earn each other's respect. As this battle draws to a close, the one that would define their legacies was soon to begin.